obviously Game of Thrones, it's such a huge, fighty show, but you didn't really get to do any of the fighting.
No. Early on, when they realized that he shouldn't fight, they attempted to make me into one of those fighter guys. And so I was out in the battle with an axe and chopped a guy's leg off. The gentleman whose leg I chopped off was, God bless him, an amputee. So I knew he was probably about 70 years old. So the one man I did kill early on in the show was about a 70-year-old amputee. So that's not very heroic, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's not a great day at work.
No. And then shooting your father, spoiler alert, on the toilet, again, not very heroic. And somehow people still like the character, so.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, they did. I mean, I can imagine how lovely having that paycheck for 10 years. But was it?
Was it nice?
But,
Yeah.
But
Money.
yeah.
That money.
But was it in any way a relief when it finally came to an end?
Yeah. Yes, I mean, it's time to move on, as hard as it is. That's the tricky thing about, I mean, that's what we do we go off for a couple months and we have great friendships and then you don't see each other again. And that one was a family because I lived in Ireland, basically, and it wasn't just the show, it was the life. I had children there. My daughter had an Irish accent, affected Irish accent. Totally affected. But truly, at my feet were just, in Belfast, the community up there is so beautiful, and I made so many good friends. So it was more for me, just the life, rather than the show itself. So that's really the hardest thing to walk away from.
What's that like walking around Brooklyn and people being upset about the way Game of Thrones ended?
You know, people are always going to be upset no matter what we did at the end because they loved it so much. They were just basically mad that it was ending. We were breaking up with millions of people, and millions of people aren't going to be happy about that. But I love the way it ended. I think there was no other way it could have ended, and they should have seen it coming.
No idea.
You said, I can't walk down the street anymore because of this show.
That's true.
Now, were you complaining or what was going on there?
Well,
just stating a fact.
Take that, what you will, from that.
Mm-hmm.
As they say, it's a blessing and a curse.
Is it? Yeah.
Because I love the fans. They are our joy, why we make the show. But sometimes they can follow you for several blocks. And one block is okay. But once they go around the other block and meet you at the next corner, then the creepy radar goes.
Yeah. And people get tattoos with your face on them.
Which is strange because they're getting the Tyrion tattoo. There's a lot of, you should go online and look at all these tattoos. They're beautiful, but they're getting the Tyrion tattoo, but I'm Tyrion, so they're really just getting me.
Yeah.
Tattooed all over themselves, so that's a bit
Wouldn't it be great?
strange.
This is a prank I'd love to work on with you. Maybe we can make this happen. We find one of these people that has one of these tattoos of your face.
In the back row to the left.
Peter, congratulations. It's kind of a far-traveled journey you've had from the station agent. You know, the last time I spoke with you, you were just doing indie films, and you were perfectly happy doing indie films. And now you're in one of the most successful television programs of all time. Bittersweet to find out it was coming to an end?
Of course. Yeah, I had my last day on set back in July of this year, just 2 months ago now, a little over 2 months ago, and it was very sad. This is not only a great TV show to be a part of, but it was an enormous family to be a part of. And I'm sure you've heard that before from actors, but in this case, I was far from home. I live in New York, and we shot the show over in Europe. So many times I had to stay there, and I wasn't able to go home on the weekends. And so I really developed deep roots in the community of Ireland and in some of the other countries we shot in. So it was definitely hard to say goodbye, because I wasn't saying goodbye just to the show. I was saying goodbye to a life over there.
And how do you top this?
How do I top Game of Thrones? Or winning an Emmy? Or everything? No, you just keep searching, hoping that the next writer you come across is equally as talented as David Benioff and Dan Weiss.
Thank you.
Mr. Dinklage, congratulations to you. It doesn't matter.
Hey.
I'm nothing to look at anyway.
Hey, watch that.
The show had become so popular so fast. It's a major motion picture every week.
Yeah.
Even with its popularity, I know that didn't surprise a lot of people as it began to grow, but has anything in that process surprised you?
About what? About the popularity?
About the growth of it, about where it went? And
Yeah,
the
it's
story?
always very surprising. Oftentimes, the things I love being a part of, the movies I make that I'm very proud of, nobody ends up seeing because they're indie movies, and we struggle to find audiences for them. But this had that same feeling, but on a grander scale, and I absolutely adored this character and the stories we were telling. So it's just so beautiful when other people feel the same thing you do.
Last